Hey guys, this is Aaron from Remake This Movie Right, and we wanted to offer you a flat-out horror film. We also wanted to get it out in time for Halloween. This is the one that we are presenting to you. We talked a lot about which film to do, and even though we considered Halloween, we realized that's really dicey. I want to stay away from that one. So we decided to go with the first film in my favorite horror franchise. Not really sure what that says about me, but it is. So before we start, I do need to do a little disclaimer here. Even though we are a clean podcast, the film we are remaking has many scenes of violence and sexuality, and as we discuss them, I just want to pre-warn any parents that might listen with their kids that there are many dark themes at play here, so please be forewarned. Now that we've handled that, think back to 1980. It was a different time. It was a simpler time. Kids loved to go outside and play, they stopped dinking around with their phones, and every summer parents loved to drop those kids off at summer camp. Remember that? And then, just every once in a while, not very often, but every once in a while, a psycho-crazy serial killer would show up and slaughter every single person who bothered showing up to this stupid camp. That's right. This week, we're going to take on the mama bear of camp slasher flicks, Friday the 13th. How much of a role does Jason Voorhees play in our remake? Are we keeping it just as bloody? What is the deal with that ma 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 kill 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 song? Is it even a song? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. We have everything under control. I think we come up with a really fun remake. This is an absurd episode, but it's also a fun episode. We tried to have a lot of fun with this movie. I hope you guys really enjoy it. It was a lot of fun to record it. And I think it actually turned out to be a great movie. And when you see how it all ends, when it's capped with a movie trailer, I think you will be shocked who's going to be starring in our classic film. It's time for me to stop talking. It's time for you to start listening. Because right now, we're about to remake this movie right. Hello, my fellow cinematic architects, and welcome to Remake This Movie Right. We are a member of the Hollywood Outsider Network. Listen to episodes of Remake This Movie Right on iTunes, where reviews are appreciated, or your podcast app of choice. Or you can just visit the website at remakethismovieright.com and listen there. Remake This Movie Right is the show that takes an original film that has an actual remake in the works, figures out what clicks and what doesn't, throws a little bit of humor at it, and then we determine exactly how Hollywood should remake it. So by the end of every episode, we will have the remake ready to roll for Hollywood execs and present it to you in movie trailer form. We are here to tell Hollywood how to remake this movie right. I am your host, Aaron Peterson, and joining me today are fellow host, Amanda Sink. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, Governor. Well, that's odd. And also 24. Remember 24? Remember that show? You listened to that show, Amanda?
I love 24. Well, I didn't listen to the podcast, but...
Okay. Well, way to make this a downer. Yeah. Well, Zachary Parkerson...
I downloaded all the episodes.
Well, way to contribute.
I didn't watch the Live Another Day or whatever it was called, so...
Yeah. Well, we don't want to talk to you anymore.
I watched the original.
But from that podcast, from 24 Live Another Podcast, Zach Parkerson.
It's me.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm here again.
And avid gamer. I heard you on the Gaming Outsider as well, not too long ago.
Yeah, no, I did an episode of that for sure. Amanda wouldn't have heard it because she doesn't download anything. So
I download, I just don't listen. I don't follow through.
An avid podcast listener. Yeah, I download.
Subscribe and review,
stuff.
Please.
Yeah. What's been new with you? You haven't been on a remake show before, so what brings you by?
Just love watching things die.
Okay. Well, then we picked the right movie because for this episode of Remake This Movie Right,
what are the odds?
We are discussing, true, for this episode of Remake This Movie Right, we are discussing Friday the 13th, the movie where literally everything dies.
Yes.
Sex fantasies.
And it's October 13th. Ooh.
Oh, that we were recording this, that's right.
Yes, on the recording date, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Was that intentional that we recorded this at this date?
Why couldn't it be on a Friday?
Because it's like a Tuesday, so...
Yeah,
that's close enough. We're getting round down.
Well, I've already had some people that when I mentioned that we were going to remake Friday the 13th, I've had them ask which one we were going to remake because there were actually two versions of the first movie. The original Friday the 13th, where Jason Voorhees isn't even the killer. It's his mom. Spoiler alert. It's his mom.
Well, if you've even seen
35-year-old
Scream.
spoiler. Everybody watch out.
If you've seen Scream, they tell you in it too. So.
Oh, well, then, yeah, there you go.
Drew Barrymore gets it wrong. What an idiot.
She does.
That
costs her life.
Random Scream trivia.
And the other one is in 2009, they had a Friday the 13th, a reboot, where they kind of gave you the quick mom story about how mom killed these kids at this camp. But
like a prologue, right?
Yeah, it's like a prologue, but really it's Jason's movie. So the whole reboot is about Jason. The mom really doesn't come into huge play. So I guess the answer to the question that was asked of me is we're not sure yet. We'll get there. So by the end of the episode, you'll know exactly what we're going for. But at this point, we're still trying to find our footing, I think. But I do have some facts about the original Friday the 13th, if you guys are ready for it. You ready for some exciting trivia?
Fire away.
Quivering with anticipation.
That sounds sarcastic, and I respect it. All right. The original Friday the 13th came out on May 9th, 1980, and made $39.7 million, which is huge in $1980. It's about
a small budget, right?
Oh, yeah. It was like $500,000 or something like that.
That's what I like to call profit.
Yeah. They made some money, man. I think they financed some more sequels, too. They had, I think, 12 movies, something like that total.
12 movies total, yeah.
Yep. The first one was about a group of camp counselors who are viciously murdered as they try to reopen a summer camp that was closed years earlier due to a child, young Jason Voorhees, drowning. So some fun trivia. Betsy Palmer, who played the killer mom in the original movie, said that if it were not for the fact that she was in desperate need of a new car, she would have never taken the part of Pamela Voorhees. In fact, after she read the script, she called the film a piece of crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
strong words.
Hater.
Strong words.
She
actually hadn't made did you really quote Taylor Swift just now? She hadn't made a movie since 12 Angry Men. Many years before that. So that's a cool little fact.
Well, Aaron, I'm a little bit younger than you, so I had no idea who the hell she was.
Don't worry, I didn't either. Don't feel bad.
IMDb gave it all away to him.
Victor Miller, who wrote the screenplay, admitted, and the original title was Long Night at Camp Blood. Cheesy.
A little on the nose.
It's a little on the nose. But he admitted that he was purposely writing off the success of John Carpenter's Halloween, and the filmmakers never intended to make this the launching pad for the series that followed. Jason was only meant as a plot device and not intended to continue on his mother's grisly work.
Well,
so they basically started counting all that money and realized Mom lost her head in the original movie, so it's a little difficult to make her a killing machine, and they had to come up with something else to make more money.
They had to go supernatural on it.
Yeah. Is that really what you would call it? Supernatural when Jason comes? Yeah.
Well, he drowned in the lake, so yeah.
How many times?
He keeps drowning over and over again.
He keeps
went to hell at one point.
For somebody who's not a good swimmer.
And he went to space. Remember he went to space at one point? He's been everywhere.
He's like a nanomachine mask or something weird. It was great.
A couple more. Composer Harry Manfredini, he has said that contrary to popular belief, the famous chi 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 ha 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 in the film score is actually kill 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 ma ma ma, as meant to resemble Jason's voice saying kill 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 mom 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 in Mrs. Voorhees' mind.
I thought we did know that.
A lot of people don't know that. They run around I did earlier and say chi 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 ha ha.
We in this room did.
We're not even in the same room. We in this podcasting room.
Yes.
This virtual room.
Like the royal room.
Lastly, makeup designer Tom Savini, brilliant makeup designer Tom Savini, he thought up the idea of Jason's surprise appearance at the end of the movie. So that's cool.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
It's cool.
He really opened the doors for a franchise there.
Yeah.
He was thinking money. He was seeing dollar signs.
They were high-fiving him all the way out the door. Like, nice job, Tom. Nice job. All right, guys. Well, if you want to submit your own pitch for this remake, or you have a better cast in mind by the time we're done that you want to submit, be sure to email it to remakethismovieright@gmail.com. That's remakethismovieright@gmail.com, and we will read the best pitches in our next episode, and casting on our next episode.
You know, fun fact about Tom Savini is he's helping make a video game about Friday the 13th right now.
He's helping make it?
Yeah, he's doing all of their kills.
What does that mean?
He's creating them?
He's thinking up all of their digital kills.
Really?
In the new game, yeah. And then Kane Hodder is motion capturing a Jason. And then the original director of the first Friday the 13th is helping them make the game too.
Sean Cunningham?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Dude, they got some power behind that thing.
Now you get to play as Jason, right?
It's a multiplayer game. 7 people are camp counselors on the run, and then 1 person's Jason. So you really want to get scared of Jason. It's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I haven't actually played it.
We can finally try to drive the car out of the camp like everyone always yells at people to do. You can try to not drop the keys this time.
Don't even get me started on that.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the original here in a second. So let's jump into the original. You ready? You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
I'm quoting musical people all day long.
Steve should never have opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here. Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those 2 others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
Oh, yeah.
His name was Jason. I was working the day that it happened, preparing meals. Here, I was the cook. Jason should have been watched every minute. He wasn't a very good swimmer.
She sure wasn't. He keeps drowning. Maybe if you were
Over again.
paying a little bit more attention to your kid instead of cooking all the time, you could have saved him yourself.
Speaking to that scene specifically, I remember that being a twist, but I think I only remember it being a twist because I knew who Jason was going into it. Because when I was watching that, I was like, they're really not playing this up for anything. It's like 2 minutes and she's like, yeah, I'm Jason's mom. And at that point, you're like, I don't know who that is. So
It's
I don't
like
care.
she almost started to slip up and she's like, whoa, wait, backpedal. I got to freak out a little bit first.
Well, let's talk about the original and why people even love this movie. What do you guys love about the original? Amanda, you had never seen the original one till recently, right?
No. I saw the original before. It's just been a while since I saw the original.
So, Zach, had you seen the original before you watched this for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what do you guys think about it? Let's talk about what holds up. What about the original holds up for you?
The kills.
Yeah, the kills. Speaking of loving to watch people die.
The kills. Even when Alice takes the cast iron skillet, she's locked in that little closet. Locked herself in there because she's an idiot. God, she's so dumb. And she ends up hitting her in Miss Voorhees in the face with the cast iron skillet. Like, yeah, get it, girl. Go for it.
So Mrs. Voorhees is the least intimidating killer of all time in that scene. She gets knocked down like 3 different times, like an old woman hitting the floor. And Alice just keeps running away. What is she doing?
Oh,
That's
my
really
God.
a good point now that you think about it. It's like, why is the old lady coming at me?
You could have ended that fight 6 different times.
Well, let's be realistic. Alice could have ended the entire thing if she would have just gotten in the truck, since she's already seen dead bodies and been freaked out, just not been such a little bad word and seen a body there and ran away, and instead of been smarter, push the body out of the car so you don't have to look at it or smell it, and then just turn the
Is that the
keys.
scene that bothered you? Really?
Oh my God.
What? We'll talk about what doesn't bother you in a second.
Sorry. It just really bothers me.
We're talking about what you...
Nobody's
When the
that dumb.
When the guy's pinned to the door with a bunch of arrows, that was really cool.
And his eye was twitching. A little
Yeah.
bit. That was
She
cool.
swings that
The
door
one where
open.
they're laying down, and I think I don't know, I can't be thinking about the same scene, but like the arrow comes through the chest.
Through
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's neck.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see
that's
it
good.
and then the blood starts squirting, and you're like, yes.
So I guess we just
Score.
love how messed up it was.
Yeah.
Because I also really like when there's a dead guy above them while they're banging.
They don't even smell the dead body.
Maybe it wasn't... It hadn't...
Yeah, I don't think it starts to ferment after 30 minutes. Calm down.
Give him a second.
I'm sure you can smell the blood. You smell the iron or something.
I
Maybe
don't...
they're into that, though.
Wow.
This is getting freakier and freakier.
Wow. Well, I personally...
Everybody's got a fetish.
My mom
I'm trying to
took...
remake this movie right.
My mom took me to see this movie on my birthday. I was 7 years old, I swear, on my birthday, which happened to be Friday the 13th. It was June. I don't know if it was Friday the 13th, but it was June 13th. So yeah, I think it was Friday the 13th.
June 13th was the Friday the 13th of the movie. It wasn't the Friday the 13th in probably the last century when you were born or whatever.
One century.
That hurts, man. But it's factual. It was the last century. My mom was very open to horror movies, so she was cool with, hey, I'm going to take you to see Friday the 13th. I'm like, what's Friday the 13th? It's a horror movie. All right, I'm in. Turns out it was really bloody and really sexual and really all the things kids shouldn't watch, but it was great. And I loved it, and I want to thank my mom for destroying my childhood because that made me so disturbed for a long time. Like, I started to think horror movies were really the best movies, and all that other good stuff that people were watching with their families, I didn't like any of it after that.
We can see the ripples of your mother's decisions today.
So thanks, Mom, and you should also be ashamed at the same time. Little known fact, I have seen every Friday the 13th movie in the theater. Every
Wow.
single one, even that stupid space
Dedication.
one.
I saw every Saw in the theater, so
So you understand.
that's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Another thing I loved, Kevin Bacon's role. Really, this is the movie that made him.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it made him, but it made him.
Made him something.
He should have been the following. That was a cool show.
He was in Tremors. Remember Tremors?
He was in Tremors.
I
He
like
doesn't
some
seem to be a
Tremors.
fan of that from what
He
we've learned.
Now he's coming around because his career's waning. So now he's like, oh, I'm all about the Tremors now. Let's go back again.
He'll probably be in the Friday the 13th movie we remake.
He probably will. He's free. Let's talk about what you didn't like. And boy, it sounds like there's lots of stuff. So Amanda, why don't you take it first? What don't you like about it?
It's not even necessarily just this movie. It's horror movies in general, and this will get onto a totally different topic, so I'll try to keep it short. But I hate...
Oh, go nuts.
Well, I hate stupid people, first of all. And they make
a
the
broad
women
category.
so dumb.
Yes.
So dumb. Honestly, who's gonna... Okay, you're running from a killer.
Mm-hmm. A grandma killer, by the way.
A grandma killer, but you're terrified of her because she's murdering everybody around
She's
you.
throwing recipes at you left and right.
Paper cut. And you get in the truck, and because you're scared of a body, you're just going to try and run away. So now you're going to go on foot and try and escape a killer and just draw out this movie longer. It just was illogical, and she was stupid.
She was kind of dumb.
She had so many opportunities to just be smarter, and she just was not at all.
To your point, speaking of that game they just announced, they were talking about like doing play tests to test exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
And people would always have these bold strategies about like you're gonna cause a distraction and go run to the car and get out. But they found that as soon as anybody saw Jason, all of their plans went out the window and they would just run about wildly.
Really?
So they ran play tests to prove
But
that
she
point.
was inside the house, so she got
Alice
out.
specifically,
by the
she
time
really
it-
should have. She had so many opportunities to off that woman, but
She did, but even just the fact where she was alone in the truck,
Yeah,
she could have just. I'm sure you can turn on the vehicle and hit the
But what
gas
Zach's
pedal.
saying is he's saying that they did testing and put people in that scenario
Yeah.
and they panicked and freaked out. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. So I mean, the difference there is it was a giant man in a hockey mask and not an old frail woman. But
That does
And she
make
was
it
also like already. It's not like she had to make the run for the truck. She was at the truck. She was in the truck.
Alice had the upper hand multiple times.
You are touching the material of this vehicle, and because you saw a dead body, you can't just push it out of the way or hang out with it for a little bit.
Hang out with it. Yeah, that's
I don't know, hold hands or something. I don't care what you do.
Like 18-year-old girls react to dead bodies. I'm sure. I'm just gonna hang out with it a little bit.
It's not like it's the first one she saw, and it's better than
It's the
you
first
ending
night
up like
she's
that.
seen them.
what I noticed right away is it's really kind of an awful movie when you
First thing you notice.
when you rewatch it.
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't hold up great.
No,
I
it's
appreciate the long takes though. They have a lot of long takes that I like. Probably because they couldn't afford more film. But
It's like we got one shot. Let's do this.
Well, in the
Yeah, there's a
beginning,
lot
they
of-
could have cut out that slow motion scene too, because I'm not a big fan of slow motion.
they could have cut out the entire prologue. That 1958 section had nothing to do with anything. All the townspeople just keep talking about that scene anyway. It was useless.
We
That is
all-
really wasting my time.
We all sound like we really hate Friday the 13th.
No!
I actually love Friday the 13th,
Love the
just
series.
not this one.
But unfortunately, the movie that started it all is the weakest, I think, and that's
Weakest link.
that's including the space one. Because even though I'm just saying I like the space one. I like Jason X more than I like the original Friday the 13th.
That's harsh.
You're saying you don't agree?
I don't know. Well, Jason Goes to Hell was rough for me to watch.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I would say Jason X over that.
Well, it's like some of the kills in this one were just they've boggled my mind, and not just because it's an old frail woman, like Zach said, but because I mean, there's one where the couple's killed in bed or whatever,
Yeah.
and was she like waiting under the bed the whole time, just letting these people get down, and she just like gets involved?
Like, hey.
She's just
I
like,
remember you see Kevin Bacon take his shirt off. You stick around.
it just seemed like there's a lot of suspending disbelief is one thing, but you're talking about a woman, and I realize psychosis can create a supercharge of energy and can actually make you very strong. But come on, I mean, there was like
Her adrenaline had to have died out at some point.
Her adrenaline would have
that's-
given her a heart attack at her age.
Yes. What's annoying is like, she had all these like harsh off-screen kills, but then when she actually had like a face-to-face conversation with
It
Alice,
was
she fell
bad.
apart.
Oh my god.
What? Bizarre.
It looks like she's like punching the air, like slapping the air, and you can hear them make contact, which obviously they're not really making contact, but they're trying to give you that idea, that illusion. But you look at it and you know that she's not even coming close to her face. She's not coming anywhere near smacking her.
Well, we don't want her to get hurt. Come on, this is acting. It's not
I'm
performance
saying her
art.
slap to Alice. She just doesn't even look like she's coming close to it.
She's acting.
We need to get her out. We're cutting that lady gone.
All right. Well, we're
Cutting that lady gone.
cutting that lady gone. All right. Well, that's what we didn't like about the original. We still love the series. Boy,
Speaking of the original, like also like the sex and nudity always gets played up, and the first one really didn't have too much of that either.
no, it was really minimal.
I mean, Kevin Bacon was pretty clearly copying a feel off of that actress the whole time they're in that bed, but other than that, it was pretty tame.
He's like, this is the best job I've ever had.
Dude, he's squeezing that thing, man. It's weird.
All right. Well,
Player's got to do what a player's got to do.
Zach, do you think this movie should be remade for today's audiences, or is this a don't touch? Is this a classic?
No, I think we've well established. I wouldn't really put this in classic territory. No, it should. It should absolutely get remade. They remade it in 2009. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I did like it, but apparently
just let that linger.
They're redoing it yet again.
I think it's different when you're remaking and you're using Jason versus when you're remaking to take care of Mrs. Voorhees, because she sucked.
I was gonna say, so I assume you don't think we should use Mrs. Voorhees in our film?
Well, don't talk about the remake yet.
No, I know.
Okay,
I know.
So we'll get
Don't
there.
yell.
Hold it. Hold that thought.
I'm not going to remember.
Simmer.
Zach
Remember
will
your
remember.
question, Zach.
Let's jump to the remake, because apparently these guys really want to talk about it. So let's get
We're
over
over the
Willing to
original.
remake it. You know what? I'm gonna give a huge budget to. I don't care.
$600 million. It's
What
an
did the
Avengers
Avengers
budget.
spend? We're spending it on Friday the 13th.
That's right. All right, let's get into our remake. Here's your next clip.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
That was the best acting she did the entire movie.
No, it was. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
Oh, speaking of things we like, I like that.
All right, the remake. We are finally on the remake of Friday the 13th. Let's tell you what we do know about the actual remake that's being remade. Supposedly it's going to open May 13th, 2016. They've changed that a couple times, so don't expect that to hold. And that's really about all we know. I have heard that Sean Cunningham, who directed this one, is involved in this reboot, remake, whatever.
He wants involved?
He is involved.
Oh, he is involved. Okay.
That's what I heard. I mean,
Yeah.
that's scuttlebutt. That's word on
Seems
the
he was
street.
taking the reins of the franchise back.
Well, I mean, they probably just needed his name to make it seem like, oh, the creator of the first comes back to bring the last, or whatever.
And it won't be the last.
The last one this week.
The next one will be the 13th one, though.
The next one will be the 13th one, so that's why we have to get our remake perfect.
Yeah, we're going to come through here.
When they steal that idea, we need to make sure it's gold. Well, you don't have to steal it. We're giving you permission. Use it. Just give us
a paycheck.
throw our names up at the end. That's
no,
fine.
you can give me a paycheck.
No, I just want the credit. I don't need to pay.
Amanda's really greedy.
Obviously,
I'd like a car
you're
loan paid
kind
off.
of gonna blow
or-
this whole thing for all.
You're not going to get a car loan paid off of that. What are you talking about? Let's hope you have 20 lucky.
I mean,
Are you downplaying our remake already? And we haven't even come up
No,
with it
he's
yet?
using the entire budget for practical effects. It's really expensive.
Put $600 million into putting arrows through chests, okay?
Okay, well, since Friday the 13th is definitely getting a remake, and because nobody listens to us anyway, we're going to talk about how that we should remake it. All remake selections are debated and settled by a best of 3 vote, so if 2 people agree on something, we agree and move on. The only caveat to that is everybody gets a cut. Never listen to our show, everybody can yell cut at any point. If they don't like an idea it's the rest of the hosts are agreeing on. And then at that point, whoever yells cut gets to do whatever they want. They can take that idea as crazy or left field as they like. So that is what our cut is. Now, are you guys ready to remake this movie right?
Well, somebody's going to do it.
It's
Okay.
going to be us.
Well, we had to
Amanda's going to get $20 out of it.
we
I'm
had to
getting more than
decide
20.
we had to decide on a scale of 1 to 5 being 5 being the most classic and 1 being the least classic, how many nostalgic moments does our remake need? Which means how many nods to the original have to be in it. And this one, Friday the 13th, ended up getting 2. So it's more a classic for what it does by getting having the mom be the killer. That's the twist. And what it created, what it led to, as opposed to the actual movie itself.
Right.
And the nostalgic moments has to have a hockey mask, even though it's not part of the first one. It's still a nostalgic moment. That's the first thing people think of when they think of Friday the 13th. And number 2, it's got to have that kill, 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 ma, ma, ma song. Is that a song, Zach? Is that a song, or is that, how would you rephrase that? A sound effect or a song?
I mean, in our remake, it's just going to be me whispering into a microphone.
You're going to
So
be doing it?
Yeah.
So you want to have these great visuals, but then you want to have this really
It's really
crappy
like audio. Here, do it for us right now.
Yeah,
Go
let's hear
ahead.
it.
Let's hear it.
Uh-oh. Well,
on the spot pressure.
I'm really disappointed in you.
yeah.
Our money is not well spent.
You guys got to put more, like $100K into this if you want me to perform, all right?
You want me to take $20? You can get into the microphone and you can do this.
Monkey, dance. Okay, well, who's got? Let's. Hey,
Yeah!
that's pretty good. It's not $100,000 worth, but we'll
Not
take
yet.
it.
Well, you put it in post.
Oh, you jazz it up in post, amp it up
That's
a little
exactly
bit.
right.
Got it. All right, let's talk about a remake. What story do we want to go with? Who's got the first idea? Zach, you got the first idea?
Uh-oh, guess so. Well, I feel like my opinion is going to get immediately shot down because I would have kept it with, because everyone's going to expect it to be Jason. So therefore, in the remake, I would have it be Mrs. Voorhees again.
No, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think that would be ideal.
I had an idea.
Okay.
Do you want to hear my idea?
Okay, this might be cool. Yeah.
No, unless you got more. Did you? I'm sorry.
No, I was just, when I was rewatching it, I was thinking that it might be cool if they were both still alive and they're like a duo.
That's kind of where I was coming from.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So here's kind of my idea. I kind of want two movies to a degree, which
Okay.
are one, I want the first half where there's a killer at Camp Crystal Lake, turns out to be Mrs. Voorhees. I don't think you can do the drowning thing because if Jason's still alive and she's aware of it, you can't obviously have him thought to be dead. And then he just comes up in the second reel and like, oh, crap, you killed my mom. That's not cool. So like he was tormented or maybe deformed because of the counselors, an accident goes
cool.
awry or something.
That'd be cool. Like some kind of like kitchen accident.
Yeah,
Like
something like that.
He was helping mom in the kitchen and then like a counselor was supposed to watch. Like she had to step out. He scars his face with hot water or something like that.
Yeah, let's hash that out. I mean, that's part of making a remake.
Spaghetti
So
splattered all over his
how is
face.
he humiliated / deformed / whatever?
You could just like scar his face permanently with like hot water or something. Like counsel, like she had to step out for something. Counselor's supposed to watch. Instead, she goes off and makes love. I think Mrs. Voorhees said.
Do the
So-
dirty.
So nobody's watching him, and he's like, yeah, he's messing around in the kitchen. He gets messed up.
Mm,
She's angry.
Erg.
I like that. So then they shut the camp down because in this day and age you would get sued crazy.
Yeah.
So they close it down, and
Liability.
she ends up like with her deformed son that can't have a normal life after that. Goes
Gets
10,
made
10
fun
15
of.
years go by, so he grows up, but he's still an idiot savant living in the house.
Sure.
Like Rain
Yeah.
Man or whatever.
He gets some kind of brain damage, even.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then because the intensive scarring, the boiled
Oh, yeah,
water.
maybe he like fell down, hit his head on something while he's screaming in pain.
Wow.
Boiling water hurts.
Yeah, I guess it does. Causes brain damage sometimes.
He hit the oven.
He hit the
The oven was open and his
Yeah, he
face
did, like,
landed on it.
He had a shelf on the way down. It doesn't matter how.
worst counselor ever.
Friday the 13th. Nobody's going to care what the plot detail is.
This is true. God, this is one of those movies that are really true. And by the way, I just want to say thanks to you guys for because we kind of opened this up for what movie we wanted to do for Halloween time, and we kind of passed over Halloween and went for this one just because we thought it'd be more fun. So, which I think it is turned out to be more fun. Halloween's a little more untouchable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Halloween really kind of more artistic, even.
It holds up way better than this first
Yeah.
Friday.
Well, not Rob Zombies,
No. I don't count that.
which you shouldn't. You should never.
Nobody should ever. Don't waste your time or
So
your
so
money.
then like so fast forward, and then the camp, they reopen the camp, and that's where Mrs. Voorhees comes in. But we don't know that she's a killer until because my thinking was I think most people will assume that the killer is Jason because of the history of the movies, and most people really, if you ask average Joe on the street that's seen a Friday the 13th movie, they don't remember the first movie.
Yeah, there's no Mrs. Voorhees. Jason always had the hockey mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you could easily mislead people
Mhm.
and then you could have Mrs. Voorhees, and then just when people think it's safe, because I'm just doing a quick overview, so this isn't the whole, okay. So after it's discovered that it's Mrs. Voorhees and she's killed, that's when Jason emerges and becomes Jason Voorhees by the end of the movie. So like the last half hour or so, those characters think they're safe, the ones that got out alive, and actually Jason Voorhees now, he has taken over the mantle.
So like she gets killed.
She still dies, though,
stops
right?
the murders, right?
Mhm.
And then he just takes up the mantle, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It would totally surprise people if it ends up being Mrs. Voorhees, because they're all going to be expecting Jason, especially
Since he's in the actual.
yeah, because he's.
Yeah.
I mean, we already told kind of his
And he
backstory at the
lived.
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then after she's butchered, that's where Jason comes out and goes after the people.
So
Right.
in the
Are we into
original one, Alice was really stupid. We've established that. Can
Yeah.
we have
Mhm.
like a stronger? I'm going to sound like such a feminist. Can we have a strong female lead?
No, I think women are dumb, so that would be weird.
I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna put arrows through your chest.
Well, don't worry, you're not gonna be the only one after this airs.
Nobody's gonna be listening to the Gaming Outsider either.
Oh, he's kidding. So, yeah, I think absolutely. Now, I guess here's an honest question. All right, I've got 2 questions before we continue with our actual movie, right?
Okay.
One, the trend in today's horror environment is to find a way to make this movie PG-13.
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay, settled.
Nope. If I need to use my cut, I will. No.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I'll
not
make
a
this thing
horror movie if it's
NC-17 if
P-
you push me far enough.
Hey, I'm down for it. Let's do it.
Nobody will see it. $600 million spent.
The director wouldn't cut his vision down.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm holding to my art. Dude, it's a Friday the 13th movie.
Look, man, you really gotta let us put this movie out.
Gotta push the limits.
We spent $600 million. We got a slasher flick. We gotta make some money.
All right, and the second one is how violent do we go then?
Violent. Pretty violent.
Wow. All right, you
Yeah, I
guys.
feel like you can get away with quite a bit in an R-rated film these days.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
uh-huh.
We're straying away from PG-13 for a reason. We want
Also
some...
gratuitous male and female nudity.
Ooh.
Yeah, even the odds.
Okay. I mean, if you gotta have it, you gotta have it. That's
I
important.
think that's kind of a thing in
make
the
both
slasher
parties
genre.
happy or
I
something.
feel like even though this is a clean podcast, I'm going to have to put a warning at the beginning of this episode.
You probably
Well,
should.
you picked Friday the 13th. You picked
This
a
is
slasher
true.
genre, man.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
This is what we went with. We gotta.
Okay, when it comes to let's talk our hero. Or
Okay.
heroine. Sorry, hero or heroine.
I think it's gotta be a heroine.
Does it have to be a woman?
think
I already
that's-
got somebody in mind.
Well, calm down on the casting. All right, that comes later. Right
This
now,
one-
No, I'm
no.
just saying I want it to be a lady because I have somebody in mind.
Well, like also in today's culture, you can't really recast a role that was female to male and get away with it. It's the conversation I wouldn't even have.
that's a bold yet honest assessment. Yeah.
But also, there's no reason to not have it be a woman.
So how do you do this? Would you have the heroine be a? Every time I say hero, I think drug problem.
No,
yeah, me
absolutely.
too.
I keep looking at
Can we
my-
just stick with
keep looking at
like
my elbows.
hero
Yeah,
and
I'm looking between my toes right now. Hang on.
checking for track marks?
I hope I hit him well. Crap. So does our heroine have? What's the best way to put it? Does our heroine have an agenda? Is she associated with is she like a camp leader, or is she actually not affiliated with the camp at all? How do we want to place her? Like, what's our character, our lead character? The majority of the rest of the counselors are all disposable. We don't really care. You know, it's like a jock and funny guy and, you know, slut and, you know, that sort of thing. So with our heroine, we actually want somebody that's actually a real character, I would assume.
Mhm.
Somebody we can get behind and doesn't do a bunch of stupid stuff.
Sure.
So
Well, she could be like a new hire, and then you can use her as an entry point for the audience to learn about the camp and the Voorhees and stuff.
the history and everything
Like she can
else.
ask questions, yeah,
yeah.
for the audience.
And we're going to have our Mrs. Voorhees is still like the camp cook. Like she's just going to be an old crazy camp.
Bitter old lady.
Oh, well, she can't seem that way. She can't seem like a bitter old lady because then everybody's going to be suspecting her.
Oh, that's right. She's got to be nice.
So when I'm curious, like what sets her off to kill this group of counselors?
Because they're reopening the camp.
Oh, so okay, after the first
after
batch of
her,
murders.
because it was closed because of all the
Right.
lawsuits, obviously. 'Cause-
Oh, and then the Voorhees can be like the sad survivors of the whole thing
Mhm.
of the original. Yeah, okay.
Well, do you want Mom to live?
No, she's not living.
No, well, wouldn't she live past the first one, right, where they closed the camp?
Yeah.
In the original, like in
Right.
the backstory.
Oh, but
you mean?
they closed. I'm sorry, they closed it because of the safety thing, right?
They closed, yeah, because they
Yeah,
got sued
okay.
because Jason got all messed up.
I'm all caught up now.
Well, good. So she works there too. So she is the new counselor. She's the introduction for the audience, basically.
Alice, you mean? Yeah.
Oh, do you want to call her Alice? What do you want to call
Well,
her?
I mean,
You can call her
Yeah,
whatever
we
you
could call her Alice. A small little homage.
want. That's a nice little nod.
We call her Alice with brains.
Does Alice live by the end of our movie? Is she going to live at the end of our movie?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want her to.
Zach, you
Yeah.
got a
Well,
preference?
sounds like Amanda wants to make You're Next.
That's a
Wants
good
her to
movie.
Fight back and win.
That's a good slasher movie. It's a good
It
slasher
is.
movie.
It's great.
Actually, one of the actress that I want to play Alice, she's kind of from a revenge
You're way
flick.
ahead.
You're really building
So-
it up.
Yeah, you really got to slow down here.
No, I'm just trying to explain. Like, I already have an idea in my mind for this character to be that
Or-
strong of a
or
female lead
because
who
of the actress.
survives.
The actress is defining the character.
Kinda.
It's gonna be rough when I cut her out. Then
I was thinking the same thing. Boy.
Such a
Yeah.
bad word.
That's
Jerk, you're a jerk.
You're a
I would
jerk.
think that she could survive, but then you can have like the classic 13th ending where Jason comes back, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
She can get killed later or something. Just let her at least live through the first one.
Yeah, no, she would die at the beginning of the sequel.
All right,
Yeah, that's fine.
Or
That's
just be
fine.
dead in the interim. We just never talk about Alice with brains again.
The easiest part, here's the one thing, and we all talked about this a little bit off the air, is that Friday the 13th is the one movie where it's really not too hard to craft the story. It's not a deep, involved storyline.
No.
So basically, at this point, here's my summary of what we have, right? You've got Jason is attending the camp, and his mom works there as the cook, and let's say modern day or whatever. And then while mom is tending to cooking things or whatever, a counselor's watching Jason. Jason gets horribly teased or whatever by kids. Ends up with boiling water in his face, scalds him. He falls down, hurts his head, causes some brain damage. So he's a weird, messed up kid with an ugly face. Poor kid. Sad. They end up, right?
You actually do feel bad for them, though. You
Yeah.
wanna feel bad.
You feel bad for everybody with boiling face water. Yeah. Definitely. And then they end up closing the camp down because of the safety issue, like Zach had said earlier, that safety issue closes the camp. Fast forward 15 years, something like that. Somebody decides to open the camp again because it's a beautiful location. That story still haunts, but we never actually saw Mrs. Voorhees, so we don't know that Mrs. Voorhees is still around or that Jason's still around. We just assume it's going to be Jason because of all the previous movies that are kind of filling
That
that.
have come out.
So it ends up being like about an hour into the movie after all these people are dying, they kill Mrs. Voorhees when they find out that it's Mrs. Voorhees. But the whole time it was actually Mrs. Voorhees and Jason, right? Is that what you're alluding to,
I
Zach?
think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after Mrs. Voorhees goes down and they think they've got the killer and they've gotten away, that's when Jason comes out.
Jason comes out on the warpath.
And he's
On the
like,
warpath.
surprise!
And of course, we got to have somebody
Keyword.
playing
Man,
hockey.
that really makes me want Alice to die, though.
She's
Really want-
dying on the second one.
I know, I just want Jason to come out with a fury.
He will, but not in the first one. He won't get her in the first
No,
one.
not with Alice, I mean.
All right.
She's just too smart.
Now the best
She
part.
is too smart. She actually gets
Did
away.
you guys want it in the modern day, then?
Yeah, I say modern
Yeah.
day. Yeah, modern day.
Man, I really wanted it to be in the 80s.
Well, we can say that the backstory happened in the 80s.
All right.
Well, no, that would be like 30 years ago.
Yeah, that would.
Okay, then it happens in
It's-
1995. I don't
chunk.
care. So the original happens in 1980, and then it goes up to 1995. I'm fine with that. I
That's
don't care.
fine.
So Jason would be like 25, 30 years old, something like that.
Man, cell phones and the internet ruin everything, though.
In 1995, if they had a cell phone, it'd be the size of a book. So
So, wait, I'm sorry. The movie's taking place in 1995 or the prologue is?
the prologue will take place in
What,
1980,
in
like
the
the
80s?
original, and
Okay,
then
and
the
then it
movie
moves up
will
to the
take place
90s.
in 95.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I'm into that. I just really wanted it to take
Plus,
place.
you can have a sweet 90s soundtrack
I just really wanted it to happen before the internet, I guess. Like before cell phones.
before it's
everyone's-
all pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Because then it makes it
everyone
too
would know.
easy. And then you
Yeah.
have to deal with like movies now. They're actually including selfies into the movies, and we don't need any of that.
You want to keep a very old school feel where people are you're scared, you're at a camp, and there's no chance of
Yeah.
you just calling mom and getting help.
There's no Find My iPhone, you know?
Find the killer. Find my killer.
The killer finds everyone by
Somebody's
using their
looking up a sonar
location.
app on their phone, finding. He's like, oh, he's coming from the left, guys. We just need to move a little bit to the right.
Oh,
Okay.
think how cool that movie would be. Like a serial killer that taps into Apple's, hacks into Apple, and then can
Well-
find their phone, and that's how he tracks him down. So
Jason
that
has
would,
severe brain damage, though, so he can't really pull that off.
but it would explain how he always catches up to him.
They explained that in the
movie.
remake. Yeah, that tunnel system.
Well, maybe
That was so dumb, though.
It was pretty dumb.
maybe later on in one of our other ones.
Maybe.
I don't think we need to really explain
I don't really
Jason's
think you.
doing.
Yeah, you don't need to explain it. That was one of the cool things about him. He just pops up. Running
Yeah, 'cause-
doesn't do anything,
He's walking, but he's somehow in front of your car all of a sudden.
which you don't drive anyway. So who cares?
Yeah, because you're fumbling with the key. There's a dead body in there.
Oh,
You
there's a
don't
dead
hang
body.
out
We gotta
anymore.
run. We gotta run away. Now we're on foot.
Buddy, he's still in the lake. Oh, he's still there. I'd be pissing myself. That's what
I
I'd
like
be
that
doing.
cool lingering shot on the lake at the end, though.
Yeah, that is. a
That was
beautiful
cool.
shot.
Like some light rippling. You're like, oh no, what's happening there?
Apparently,
Well-
also, let me just say something. When did he become an Olympic swimmer? Because now all of a sudden he can just live underneath the water. He doesn't need to come up for air. He's just hanging out for a long time.
I'll be
I
honest.
think he's undead.
Yeah, he's a zombie basically. So, and that's
They
the,
should clarify.
the one thing I love about was it Freddy versus Jason, where they basically say he's afraid of water.
Yeah, that was.
When is he afraid of water ever? He kills I don't know how many people in that lake, and
Yeah,
now all
he
of a
like
sudden,
walked on the lake's floor before. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah, he's just like he's grabbing people underwater. He's swimming out there with them. I mean, he's not afraid of water. That was the dumbest element I've ever seen. Cause,
Yeah, they really use that as the crutch for Freddy to win fights. It's pretty dumb.
yeah, water's gonna terrify him.
Also, at the end of the movie, he like walks out of water
Yeah,
He does.
yeah.
by defeating their entire purpose. The whole point was
He's like, I overcame my fears.
All right. Well, one of the things we talked about was that the actual story, like we just cemented. I think
We did,
Got,
yeah.
We got the story. But one of the things we talked about was the story wasn't the hard part. The cool part with the Friday the 13th movie is you got to get the kills right. You got to pick like the best kills. So what I think we need to come up with is the 8 to 10 best kills we can come up with for our movie.
That's a lot.
That
All
is
right,
a lot.
Let's say
especially-
5. Let's say 5.
I got 0.
Let's say some.
No.
Okay, let's say some. Well, we can have some nods to the past movies as well, like Arrow in the Throat.
I absolutely want the guy hanging
Yeah.
from the door with the arrows.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as
His
there's
IQ.
arrows just going, like I want to see the actual arrow, not slow motion, but I want to see it slide through his skin. This is gonna sound.
Well,
I sound
you can do
so
that.
demented.
We can do that while she's pinning him to the door.
No,
because-
that's fine.
yeah,
just
'cause
I
we
want.
have a $600 million budget on this horror film. So
I
we
just
can
want it to like slowly like pierce the skin from behind, and it's just like, oh my.
Oh, you don't
God.
want it to be so quick. You want it to be slow.
Yeah, I
and
want this.
painful.
Even if it's just how it's shot. I mean, somebody else can take care of that, but we just need to see that happen.
I like
Need some deep
slowly
visuals with
murder.
that.
Yeah, I see what you're into.
Yeah, I like
Weird.
that. You
Yeah.
are sadistic. I like
Yep.
that. One I gotta have if you remember, I don't remember which movie it was, where Jason grabbed the sleeping bag while somebody was
Oh,
hiding.
that's Jason X.
Yeah. Well, I think it happened in 2 movies. It happened in like 2 different movies. It was like part 7 and then they did it again, or part 6, one of them. And then they did it again in Jason X, where somebody hides in a sleeping bag. Dumbest idea I've ever seen in a horror movie. And Jason picks up the sleeping bag and just slams it against a tree until they die.
Repeatedly. That's
I gotta have that. That's my
Really-
favorite kill. ever.
everything we've described. Really taking like more of like a grounded, more grounded take until we get to that sleeping bag kill. It's really gonna get over the top.
That's fine, because that's when Jason's in charge.
Oh yeah, you can really put that when he's on the warpath. Like somebody's just sleeping, he just zips him up and. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
"No,
yeah.
I'll
He's
crush
just
you
like
against this tree
he's
now."
angry walking through, and
Do
And
that.
it's
Oh,
like-
that would be
he
great.
just grabs it.
Oh, and it's got to be like just a random
just-
hitchhiker or
Yeah.
camper. It's not even somebody
Not even
affiliated.
some-
He's
Yep.
just mad, so he just has to kill somebody.
Ugh.
I just found my mom's dead body.
All this
Oh.
rage.
Oh,
I
love
found
this
her
scene.
head.
I really love this scene right now. He's walking. He's like walking fast for the first time in franchise history.
He's like nearly jogging. He's getting ready
it's-
for his 5K.
He's just taking longer strides. I don't think Jason can jog.
Well, you know what's funny is like in the second part 2 and 3, he actually runs. So he doesn't do that walk thing until like part 4 and 5, or part 4 and 6. He's not in part 5.
But do you want him running again?
I don't know, man. Part 2 is, to me, part 2 and part 3 are the creepiest ones. I love part 2. Like if you go back and rewatch it, Friday the 13th part 2 is really creepy. And a lot of that is because he runs and the music is perfect and the kills are like, I don't want to say realistic because come on, these are, you know, at some point someone called a cop that would catch this guy. But they don't go over the top. It's not crazy. He doesn't seem like a supernatural zombie killer. He seems like a dude with a pillowcase on his head and he's running around he's just mad. He's hurt. He's got feeling. It just feels like that's the only movie where I feel like he has a reason for a motive for being. And that one just worked for me. I don't know why, but that second one, man, really creepy. Guess I'm the only one.
What if he like from a distance sees his mom actually get killed? Like say her head still gets and
I think this is where he needs to get beheaded. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm down with
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
So he actually sees it, and then that's when he gets super angry. He doesn't need to, I don't think he needs to run. Maybe like do some brisk walking or something. And then he sees that sleeping
Well, he's
bag.
got to see it from across the lake because he can't get there right away.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he sees it from a distance, and he's like, oh, heck no. And then he's like, sleeping bag person,
And he jumps
tree.
in the water.
He runs into their cabin, puts on that hockey mask, grabs his machete, and just
Yeah.
I know what
He
I got
said-
to do, son.
he's
Yeah.
gearing up. Yeah.
It's like Tony Stark becoming Iron Man. He's like, I know what I got to do now.
We got the budget. We've
All
got
right.
the
Any
budget.
other cool kills you guys got? Any ideas? Amanda said she had none. Zach, do you have any cool ones?
I had like a canoe idea where like he's chasing somebody like down by the docks. I guess Mrs. Voorhees could do that. Well, it would have to be Jason.
Okay.
Anyway, they could like chase them down to the docks, and like one person could like dive into the water and kind of like hide underneath an overturned canoe and see their friend get like brutally murdered in front of them.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
yeah, so like, and then what you would expect would be him to like stab them through the canoe. But I would rather he just like pop up in the water with them to prove that he's not afraid of water, and then just murder them underneath the canoe.
Ooh, like he could, like the guy's hiding in the canoe, and then Jason's head just pops in there with
Yes,
him.
exactly. Like he turns around in the canoe, and then Jason's already
That's
there.
fantastic.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that.
Because everyone's going to expect the machete to come through the top of the canoe, but he's going to turn around, and then Jason will be there.
Oh, I like that. Put
That's
that.
good.
Add that to our kills. I got one where I want like once the counselors realize, oh crap, Jason's still alive. So he was, they assume like he must have died, and that's why she came back or whatever. Once they realize Jason's still alive, they decide to build a trap for Jason. Okay, so hear me out.
Okay, sure.
So one of the counselors builds like some kind of death trap because they think they're crafty. They've got all this knowledge from, he's a good Boy Scout badge, whatever. He's like the guy. And he builds like this trap. And then as Jason comes for them, whatever happens, the trap basically kills him. Like the person that set it all up. So it's like a joke kill.
Yeah.
So he runs into his own trap.
Yeah, he runs into his own trap, and Jason
That'd be
does
cool.
a little Cocker Spaniel head tilt, and it's like, huh,
Saved me some time.
save me some time. I got to get to my next one.
He would do a Cocker Spaniel head tilt, though.
He would. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Just like,
It sounds like we're skewing more towards Jason having more of the kills in that last, like, 45 minutes or whatever.
well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so, like, this is where he just needs to get the killing started, and then people
Yeah.
notice what's happening, and then she can get caught.
And then she gets killed by Alice.
mhm,
There you go. Yeah. Sets Jason off.
Mhm.
definitely.
But don't worry, Alice, yet to be cast.
Don't do this. You guys are gonna like it.
I just think
It's going to be, I want it to be Meryl Streep.
She can be Mrs. Voorhees.
that would be
I'm
fantastic.
so okay with Meryl Streep getting
That
killed.
We
would
have a
be-
$600 million budget. We can get Meryl Streep.
Can you imagine that pitch meeting? Hey, Meryl, here's what we got for you. Look, we got a movie, all right, where it's a period piece, and you can use
Mid-90s
whatever accent you
time
want.
enough.
It takes place in the Northeast, so you can use like a Boston accent or something, kind of like the Pet Cemetery accent. If you listen to last week's, hey, well, I got to park the car, something like that. You could do that, and just add some drama to it. And she's like, "Oh, what happens to me? Oh, you get your head cut off. Oh, I like it. I can see Meryl Streep
A
going for
rough
that.
beheading. Yeah, I'm down with this.
Friday the 13th. I got things to do that day. You don't even know when production begins. I'm busy.
Guess what? Horror movies don't get nominated for Oscars. Guarantee you, we put Meryl Streep in there. She's getting nominated.
I bet heads
Best
turn.
actress.
You what?
I bet heads will turn.
Turn and fall off. That's what'll happen.
Turn all the way
That can
around.
be the tagline. It can be heads will turn.
That's not great.
That's not great.
Are we getting cheesy? Are we trying to make this a good movie? What are we doing?
I think it was Friday the 13th, part 2. The tagline is "The body count continues." Okay, you guys can do better.
That's not even trying.
That's the setup. That was the pitch meeting. Just check it out, man. Friday the 13th.
Fantastic. Any other cool kills you guys can think of? I like arrows being involved. Like so you can get like I would like Jason doing like a Katniss kill, like from across the map kind of thing. Just like,
He's like-
she's-
Just something completely outrageous. Like he
He
throws
licks
it.
his finger to get the wind tone right, and he's like angling it up.
oh, I like
shoots it
it.
across the lake.
I like it. And you got to have a cool Mama Voorhees kill.
I want somebody to get like,
Well, she's gonna pin a dude to a door. That's gonna be pretty cool.
yeah.
That is pretty cool. I think you have the under the bed sex thing too. I think as a
Like
nod
that?
to the first one.
Sure. Or
Because
she could still poke that arrow through.
yeah, because I just think that's the most ridiculous kill of any horror movie ever. Because how long is she down there for?
Yes.
Seriously.
And she pierces it through a bed frame and a mattress all the way up there, and yet there's still enough arrow left to pierce a man's entire neck.
Yep. It's pretty impressive.
I want to
knows
see
what she's
something sharp to go through somebody's like nostril or septum or
Go-
something.
oh!
Ooh.
I want it to be rough.
It's like the
Like-
Evil Dead remake. Like cut the tongue.
Oh!
Or like somebody's eating or something, and then the fork just goes, you see it slide all the way back. I mean,
Oh, I think Mama
Ooh, that'd
Voorhees has to poison somebody. One of those has to be poison. Because she's a cook.
I don't know. That's not visceral enough, though.
Well, it could be if
Yeah.
it's really bad, like a horrible rat poison, and she just.
But when she like sets off, she could they could be eating with that fork and knife or whatever, and she'd be like, hey, tastes good, and then shove a fork.
Oh
through
yeah, I'm down with
back
that.
of the throat.
I need it to be violent though. Like we're going
I
rated R, we're
guess.
going violent.
You might need a hug. When this
I
is
need
over.
5. I don't
Hey
know.
man, when you're playing with this budget, you want it to look good.
Can we have both though? Can we have the whole like nose thing and somebody
Sure.
the fork?
We can kill
throat?
people, as many people. We have all the money in the world.
What if the arrow pierces the neck and then angles up to the nostril and cuts their nose off on the path? There's
I don't
enough
know.
arrow there, I've learned.
I think about 3 people probably just threw up listening to that.
I think we're doing something right then.
The
Yeah.
fork in the back of the throat's gonna be tough to watch.
Do you guys think in movies like this you should be more unnerved or grossed out? That's the
Both.
okay. Explain.
I feel like we need to have both kinds of kills in it. So we need to
Well, you
have.
said that. I'm saying explain that. Why?
Well, I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
What if we have? I mean, I don't know who you guys would prefer to do the more eerie type kills, but
I think that
maybe
would be good for Mrs. Voorhees.
I was gonna
And
say
already like
she's
yeah,
old and stuff, so she
There's
could
an arrow through the neck and a fork in a throat.
she
she's
can
doing
be
some damage.
the more subtle, since we're not really gonna assume it's her killing anyway.
An arrow in the throat is very subtle. But I see what you're saying. Not as
compared
grotesque.
to throwing a sleeping
Yeah,
bag against
yeah.
a tree, it's pretty subtle.
And then he can just be more outlandish and just anything that crosses his path, because it sounds like we have Miss Voorhees wanting to kind of plan out her kills a little bit more.
Oh, more
whereas-
methodical, and he's more reactionary.
and he's just like,
Yeah.
man, you
He's-
just killed my mama.
the shark in Jaws.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good.
This might be smarter though.
That's cool because you basically got 2 movies and you got the best of both worlds. You got the remake and you've got what everybody ultimately wants to see, which is Jason going nuts.
And going really, really gory.
And it'll be a cool twist, I think, for people that have never. Well, except if they listen to this because it's ruined. But shh, don't tell anyone because it's gonna be made. And
All
we-
12 of you, shh.
exactly.
Get my $20.
Get our 600 million, man. Start calling your agent.
Good budget.
Meryl.
$100,000 to do a voiceover, man. It's gonna be great.
Speaking of who should make our movie, was a director. My first thought, since Zach brought up Your Next, was actually my first thought was Adam Wingard, who did Your Next and The Guest.
And the guess, yeah.
Whatever
Those are
floats
both-
your guys' boats. Sounds
That
like
would-
there's
Alright.
2.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Because like he did movies that like rethinks horror conventions, so it'd be fun for him to just do one that is the horror conventions.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
good.
He could just like let loose for 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got our director. Bam, done.
All right.
And we all 3 love this disgusting movie so much we didn't even have to use any cuts yet, Amanda.
Ah.
I was about to throw out a cut to make it not modern day,
Ooh,
but I talked you down.
you did.
We're good.
Yeah.
You did.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I wasn't gonna
Can
say
we
it,
can we still like have like a really nice 90s soundtrack though? Like throw in some really good songs.
Like gin blossoms all over the place, or what?
Why not?
but Pearl Jam.
I'm cool with it.
Jeremy
Look, I don't-
Spohan. Here comes Jason. No, I don't think that works.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
That's not where I was.
With an axe.
when he's slamming the body into the tree, we can do "Hit Me, Baby"
that-
one more time.
Yes, there you
Yes.
go. That's actually that'd be
Oh, there we go. That's gold right there.
great. Just a guy sleeping in a sleeping bag, listening to Britney Spears.
Yep.
Because that's what guys in the woods do.
Yeah,
What are you listening to, Bob? Little Britney. Little Britney Spears.
you know how I feel about Britney. She speaks to me, man.
All right. Now, Amanda, tell us who you have for your fantastic casting. Because here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to cast Mrs. Voorhees. We already kind of went with Meryl Streep, and I think we can stick with that if
I'm
you guys are
down
good
with
it.
it. I really
I
want
don't know.
Meryl.
I don't know how we get Meryl Streep.
It doesn't matter how. It's a matter of that we did. So we're going to
Don't
cast
ask questions.
All right.
We're gonna cast her, and we're gonna cast our lead heroine, and then you guys can write in and cast who you think acting wise today could play Jason. I think that'll be pretty cool.
Okay.
And also any counselors you want to throw in, any actors that you want to throw in as counselors.
I'm
Man-
thinking Bradley Cooper, Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler.
I've seen this show / movie, and it sounds like Wet Hot American Summer, maybe.
You figured me out.
Yeah.
John Slattery can make an appearance.
Amanda, who's your heroine that you have in mind?
Sarah Butler.
Who the hell is
And
Sarah?
I have
Butler?
no.
Okay,
She really built this moment up for no reason. You're like, oh, what?
I really thought we were going somewhere.
let me get there. So
It's better than Sarah Michelle Gellar or something, which is where I thought you were going.
no, Sarah Butler. She was the main actress from the remake of I Spit on Your Grave. She was the crazy lady who got her revenge. I want her to do it because if we're going to have
Not
this...
crazy. I think she did was right.
I don't know if what she did in that movie was right, Zachary.
Her kills were just outrageous.
After what happened to her, she was right.
No, she was totally right. But
In a very disturbing way, sure.
But anyway, I think she could pull it off pretty well because I feel like for our heroine, we need to have somebody who's confident, who can pull a strong lead long enough to last through the movie. And she clearly can hold her own in other films.
And other people's, too. If I remember that movie right.
As I've learned via IMDb, she's also in I Spit on Your Grave 3, Vengeance is Mine.
Well, I
so
didn't know
she's
about
had a
that.
career.
So she could help. She could use the help, is what you're saying.
Yep.
So we're gonna have Meryl Streep and the chick from I Spit on Your Grave remake. Okay.
All right, I tell you what. Here's what we'll do. We'll go with that. We'll ask our listeners if you've got a better actress for Alice, send them in.
All right.
You can't top
She
Mrs.
was in an
Voorhees.
episode of Castle, so that's why Amanda cares.
Was she really?
Well, and she was in I Spit on Your Grave too, probably, I would guess.
No, she didn't. She missed the darker middle chapter of the trilogy.
Oh, man.
But she came.
She was
back.
busy. She was busy doing
She was
Castle.
recuperating from the first one during the second one.
You
Then she
can't
came
tell
back
me
for the
that
third.
she wasn't impressive.
She was
though,
really
and-
good in that movie. Yeah, she was. I don't know if she's so good that she deserves a $600 million blockbuster, but
Most of that money's going to have to go to Meryl Streep, so I think she's going to
Yeah,
have a
to
low,
convince Meryl Streep to come on board, $300 million is going to have to get out of the budget.
at least.
It's pretty sad that we're only going to make about $50 million back, but
We may as well cast Leo DiCaprio as Jason while we're at it. He knows how to play a retard.
oh my God, this is the best movie ever. All right. Well, I think we have
Breathing complications.
Oh man. So here we go. We're going to listen to our movie in movie trailer form, brought to you through the vocal stylings of Wayne Henderson. You can find him at mediavoiceovers.com. So here we go. Here's our trailer for Friday the 13th. Take it away, Wayne.
In 1980, a freak kitchen accident that left a young boy scarred and mentally fractured forces Camp Crystal Lake to close its doors. They say time heals all wounds, and 15 years later, the camp owners decide it's time to reopen. Despite every warning against the camp's obvious death curse, a new group of victims, counselors, arrive for a season of sun, fun, and memories. Not this summer. Murder has come to Camp Crystal Lake as one by one, they each meet a grisly, untimely demise. With no cell phones, minimal survival skills, and a complete inability to run without falling down, Alice and her friends are forced to face an unseen butcher in the woods. The body count continues early next summer, so join Academy Award winner Meryl Streep, Castle guest star Sarah Butler, and your next director Adam Weingard for a vacation into darkness. Jason and his mother have finally come home. Mark the date. It's easy to remember. And say your prayers. This is Friday the 13th.
Ooh, that's a good movie.
Woo, Meryl.
Meryl.
You
Meryl
nailed
Streep.
it. That's going to get $1 billion in ticket sales.
Easily.
We got to make sure her
We
name's
should
out
have
there.
put Robert Downey Jr. in this movie somewhere. We could have got $1.5 billion.
It's weird that we're paying Meryl Streep $300 million to show up for about 60 minutes of screen time.
It's not weird. If we want her to be there, we got to do what we got to do.
Do you think she would do it if you gave her $300 million?
Yep.
It's hard to say no to $300 million, I'm sure. Even if you're Meryl Streep.
I don't know.
You know she's
man.
still going to get a nomination, though.
Somebody's cutting
definitely.
you a check for 300. It's a slasher film, so she's only got to be on set for like 2 weeks. You just
Yep.
throw her $300 million. She's like, yeah, I was going to take a vacation, but I'm going to take $300 million
And
instead.
she's probably going to be like, I'd like to do my own interpretation. Can I sing? Sure. Sure.
Sure, we're not going to put that in the movie, but sure.
Do whatever you want.
Sing for us.
You do what you got to do, Meryl. Maybe it'll make it. Can you sing with a meat cleaver? Can you do that?
Why don't she like sing some creepy song into a meat cleaver?
There you go. Like a
Ooh.
microphone? Like a bloody microphone?
Yes.
She can sing the Mama Ma Kill Kill Kill.
All right, guys.
And then if you want to
There
unnerve
you
anybody,
go.
she could lick them. She could lick the knife.
Wow,
Ooh,
now you're
yeah.
making it a
Yeah.
little sexually inappropriate.
Well, you got to
It's
please
awkward.
the older
look.
audience.
Hey, if we're gonna have Meryl Streep in a movie, she better lick something, okay?
There's a line. Whoops. There you go. Right over it. What do you think, guys? Did we nail this? Did we make you uncomfortable? Did you quit the podcast? I don't really know what happened in this, but if you have a better pitch or you want to cast your suggestions for who should play Mrs. Voorhees, Alice, or any of our camp counselors, please, especially Jason. We really want you to cast Jason. Please email those to remakethismovieright@gmail.com. It's remakethismovieright@gmail.com.
I vote DiCaprio.
DiCaprio is Jason. Will he have awesome hair? Because it's important to DiCaprio.
I mean, Jason has very little hair, so sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just change it up a little bit. Be sure to email that. remakethismovieright@gmail.com. You can review us on iTunes, thumbs up on Stitcher. Be sure to share the show with your friends. We don't have more listeners if you don't tell people that you enjoy listening to it. So if you enjoy it, please be sure to do that. Wayne Henderson, I want to say one more time, thanks, man, for doing the trailers. We love them. MediaVoiceovers.com. He also does Packers Fan Podcast. Love Wayne. Love what he's doing. Guys, I think we have made a masterpiece at this point. I don't know about you,
I agree.
but I think it's a masterpiece.
Masterpiece undersells it.
Do you really think we can make $1 billion? Because I'm concerned about the return on investment. But the investors, they gave us the money. Let's play with it.
Is it Paramount that holds the rights, right? They're going to throw $600 million at us. We're going to get about $150 million back, maybe.
Maybe.
So that's rough on their part.
And
I think
that's,
Meryl,
and that's only if Meryl gives us $150 million back.
she's like, actually, my bank account can't hold this much, so I'm just going to give this back to you.
Yeah. I think it's a great movie. And in fact,
I would watch this film.
would you?
I'd watch
Yeah.
it over and over.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would. I think it sounds
I
fantastic.
really like using Mommy Voorhees and Jason in one film.
Why didn't they think of that when they did the 2009 version?
Yeah, they just had like that small little thing in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, the movie wasn't bad, but still,
Yeah, I like that movie.
I really would have liked that. Because that's like such a great movie twist that most people don't even know about. So it's like a wasted opportunity to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Too bad. Well, our movie's better. I think this is the right way to do Friday the 13th. And maybe some people have some better kills out there, too. That'd be interesting and disturbing. So email those, too.
We made it right. You guys can make it righter.
Exactly. Super right. How right?
Extra right. Super right.
No.
Sorry.
So right. I was thinking Spider-Man 3. You missed it. It's a good window.
That's a hell of a reference.
A little bit of a switch here.
Sometimes I like to quote 2007 disappointing superhero films.
Just randomly. We do have a Remake This Movie Right Facebook group as well as the Hollywood Outsider Facebook group. Just search on Facebook for them and join them and talk to us. There's a lot of great conversation. On Twitter, it's @RemakeRight. That's @RemakeRight. And our website is remakethismovieright.com. All right, Zach, you can take us out and do it as ominous as you can.
Well, that will do it for this episode of Remake This Movie Right. And the next movie you watch, remember that it will get a remake someday. And only you can make it better.
Nice job, trailer
great.
movie guy. Oh, watch out, Wayne. Watch out.
I'm going for you.